Okay, but now look at the next type of question. So what we want to do is हमें यहाँ पे एक function दिया हुआ है and we want to go ahead and we want to find the asymptotes of this function. We want to find the asymptotes of this function. Now we know already that the domain of this function, क्या है इसका domain बेटा? Whenever x belongs between -2 to 2. That is the domain of this function. What I want to do is I want to find the asymptote of this function. So there are two kind of asymptotes, beta. Two kind of asymptotes. Number one is called as a vertical asymptote. Number two is called as a horizontal asymptote. ठीक है? But a vertical asymptote का क्या मतलब है? What does a vertical asymptote look like? It looks like this. Suppose this is a vertical asymptote. So your function will never have this x value included. मतलब आपका function इस x value की तरफ तो जाएगा, but इस x value को include नहीं करेगा. Am I clear with this? So function will never include this x value. ठीक है? मतलब what we are saying is that suppose this x यहाँ पे value of x is a. So जैसे ही x will go towards a, जैसे ही function you are going towards a, of course you are going towards a from the right hand side, तो a plus ले लेते हैं. What will happen? आपका जो function है it is approaching minus infinity या plus infinity. In this case ये minus infinity की तरफ जा रहा है. It's approaching minus infinity. It can approach plus infinity also. जैसे for example, I can go ahead and I can draw something like this. कि if this is my vertical asymptote, है ना, और मेरा function कुछ ऐसा है, so it means that as I am approaching this value of x, यहाँ पे कुछ एक x ले लेते हैं. Suppose x is equal to a. So as I am going towards a, the function is going towards infinity. It's going towards infinity. ठीक है? But now let's think about the log function. हमारा जो usual log function होता है. So y is equal to ln 4 minus x square की जगह पे first I am just thinking y is equal to ln x. ठीक है? But how can I plot this y is equal to ln x? It looks like this. है ना? माने as my x is approaching 0, my function is approaching minus infinity, right? So as x is approaching 0, my function is approaching minus infinity. So at x equal to 0, I have a vertical asymptote. मेरा एक vertical asymptote है. Now, but the function that is given to you, that is y is equal to ln 4 minus x square. We have already learned how to find the domain of this function and we found out in the previous question, हमने ये देखा कि इसका जो domain आया है वो आया है -2 and 2 with -2 and 2 not included. माने what is happening basically is that if I have this, है ना, और यहाँ पे मेरा 0 है and this is -1 and this is -2 and this is 1 and this is 2. So what I have seen is that x can only take values between -2 and 2. x सिर्फ इनके बीच का values ही ले सकता है. And also what I have seen is that if x will be exactly -2, अगर x exactly -2 होगा, so what will be my function बेटा? y is equal to ln 4 minus -2 square, माने y is equal to ln 0 हो जाएगा. And ln 0 is not defined. देखो जब जो भी यहाँ अगर ये मेरा log function था y is equal to ln x and when x was 0, तो it was going towards minus infinity. It was approaching minus infinity. है कि नहीं है? It was approaching minus infinity. And here when is it becoming ln 0? कब ये ln 0 बन रहा है? When x is -2. Similarly, if x will be 2 बेटा, अगर x 2 होगा, so what will happen? Y is equal to ln 4 minus 2 square is equal to ln 4 minus 4 equal to ln 0. Again, ln0 is not defined, ln0 defined ही नहीं है, but we are saying that if we approach minus 2 or 2, then the function will approach this value, and ln0 जब 0 पे होता है, not 0 exactly 0 पे तो defined ही नहीं है, but as we approach 0 the value of the function approaches minus infinity. So as we will approach 0, when will we approach 0 beta? कब ln0 बनेगा? When x is going towards minus 2 or 2, then the function will go towards minus infinity, then the function will go towards minus infinity. माने यहां कहीं पे will be your vertical asymptote. Is this making some sense? Where you will find vertical asymptote beta? So to find vertical asymptote, you will see कि function का value infinity या minus infinity को कब tend करता है. When the value of the function is going towards minus infinity, function is going towards infinity, when that will happen, that is what you have to go ahead and you have to look for. Is this clear beta? Is this clear everyone? ठीक है. अच्छा, now what we can go ahead and we can do is, because I have already made this thing, so you know I can go ahead and I can also graph this. Graph करने का आपको जरूरत नहीं है, but if you will try and you will graph this, you will find out कि function ऐसा कुछ लगेगा. You know, it has to cut the x axis also. तो x axis को कट करने के लिए y का 0 होना जरूरी है. I'm just going one step ahead बेटा. So if y is 0, you will have ln 4 minus x square. ठीक है, ये क्लियर हुआ. अच्छा, this is log to the base e. This is log to the base e. ठीक है, तो what we can do is, हम ना दोनों साइड पे we can take e. ठीक है, और ये क्या हो जाएगा ना, this will become e to the power 0 is 1, और e और log can be removed and this will be 4 minus x square. तो ये हो जाएगा 4 minus 1 equal to x square equal to 3, x will be plus minus root 3. x will be plus minus root 3, मतलब 1.7 something. हाँ, तो माने यहाँ कहीं पे it will be cutting the x axis. So actually if you try plotting it, ये function कुछ ऐसा बन के आएगा. It will turn out something like this, and as x is going towards minus 2 and 2, the function will go and approach towards minus infinity. So this is the answer to this question. So how we can go ahead and how we can show this beta? Vertical asymptote के लिए you can just show this thing, that when x is approaching 2, then you will approach minus infinity. ये आपका एक vertical asymptote हो गया. And when x is approaching minus 2, then also it will become log 0, ln 0, and hence it will approach minus infinity. So you will have your vertical asymptote at 2 and minus 2. ये बात समझ में आई? You will have your vertical asymptote at 2 and minus 2. But now let's talk about horizontal asymptotes. तो horizontal asymptote के लिए what we can go ahead and have is a line like this. Function का value को constant रखना है, and we need to check what happens as x goes towards infinity. What value will we approach? तो हम किस वैल्यू को अप्रोच करेंगे जैसे x इंफिनिटी की तरफ जाए. As x goes towards infinity, what value will we attain? Will we attain a particular value? क्या हम एक particular value की तरफ जाएंगे या नहीं जाएंगे? That is my horizontal asymptote, right? So as x goes towards infinity or x goes towards minus infinity, which value of the function will you obtain? That is what is your horizontal asymptote. But beta, in this case, the domain of the function is only minus 2 से 2 तक. The domain of the function is only from minus 2 to 2. That means x cannot approach infinity or minus infinity. So if x cannot approach infinity or minus infinity, and I showed you the diagram of the function also, graph of the function looks like this. x तो infinity या minus infinity की तरफ जा ही नहीं सकता. X cannot approach that. So it means that there is no horizontal asymptote. So there is no horizontal asymptote. है ना बेटा? तो vertical asymptote तो exist कर रहा है, but there is no horizontal asymptote of this function. Is this clear बेटा? Okay बेटा, thank you.